Hey guys, we are streaming live, I think.
Hello, hello. Are we live? Let's find out.
It says we're live.
The party people here.
Who
Yeah, it
knows?
looks live. Okay, happy days.
We
So-
are on our own without our normal coordinator.
Yeah, we don't have the anybody looking after us.
We don't really know how to use this platform.
We just know Halo.
We just know Halo.
Um,
Exactly. We know how to talk. I think I'm actually using the wrong microphone or speaker. I can't tell.
Me or you?
Me, I think I am.
Yours sounds fine to me.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool
I had a
chat.
quick look.
Hey,
I think we finished 208 last time.
Are you sure? I think we were finishing 206. We haven't done 208 yet.
Yeah, wow.
I mean,
The screenshot.
did we
Oh,
do
791985. That's the last one I can see. 791.
we have this documented in our blog.
Oh no, you're right. 2026 or 2.206. So we're starting on 208 today.
Did we finish all of 2.206? I think we were getting to the end. Anything here that we want to talk about? Custom fields to expenses. That's kind of fancy. Change freezes can be restricted by customer. We can add distribution groups as followers. Azure Entra groups as followers. It's kind of cool. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's kind of useful, potentially. I'm not sure. Add the distribution list email address. So, okay, so you can add. Will automatically BCC that email address at the action level for everyone. What within the client? Oh, this is only in Microsoft Entra ID. This isn't for CSP.
Right. I'm wondering how is this any different than just adding the email address to the follower list?
Yeah, I don't know. That's boring.
Or just to the list to CC or whatever, yeah.
AI generated article summaries is potentially useful. Added the option in towards bottom, right towards bottom. You've got added an option in AI settings to generate an AI summary of the article, which is quite nice. And then I
it actually seems like to just work also. Like I happen to notice it.
Yeah.
It's like at the bottom of the article. I guess it's not on here, but there'd be like an AI summary of it.
And I believe it uses all of that for the searching stuff as well, so it can search and find related tickets or related articles for you based on that kind of semantic search.
Do you have anyone that uses the Teams chat within the ticket?
No. Everybody who I've spoken to that implemented it, and it's just not to toot my own horn because there's plenty of problems with what we did, ends up coming back to us and implementing the runbook version.
The runbook that you have, yeah. Like the ticket swarms things,
yeah, not a fan.
Okay, this is like, what is this? What's in here?
Oh, this one's insane. This has nothing to do with call notifications.
Like a subtle mention. This is like oh, by the way, various call enhancements to notifications to on-call notifications.
Yes.
Like what the heck?
So interestingly, this is one of the things I find really interesting about Halo system, right? So you see how this is not marked as important or has a star next to it,
right?
But in my release notes, it does.
Yeah.
Which pulls their information from their API.
Yeah, they're just not presenting it to you. Which is interesting because there are definitely some of these that do have a star.
Like I don't know what the difference between incoming webhook service and this one is. No idea.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so there is this specific. Yeah. Okay. Right. This release note has in it one of the biggest changes Halo have done in a long time. Workflow condition steps were added as part of
in this release note.
in this release note.
Holy crap! That's a huge thing. Yeah.
These are massive. So for anybody who doesn't know,
And then workflow step notifications. Yeah.
what this has done is allowed us to have proper conditions within inside our workflows now. So instead of this before, every step inside your workflow allows you to perform a bunch of actions, right? And you can specify these actions are available at each of these steps in the workflow. In order to do what we can now do via conditions, before you had to have an automation fire with criteria that would then move it on to different steps. And it was really messy way of having to configure it, and you ended up with loads of actions in your instance that you didn't use for any other purpose. And
so I would literally, how I handled that is I would literally build one action that I just reused all the time. It was just called like
skip step or
run automation was literally what it was called, and it would literally do nothing, just drive the work. So we did this, right? We're saying now we don't have to do this because we can just inside of.
So you can add a step, and that can have a type
condition, but you can't combine conditions and actions in one.
No. So a condition step is if this condition is true or these conditions are true.
Yeah. Then
go left or go right or go up or down.
Oh, so it just immediately, where'd that go? Here, condition better not met.
It's a run condition, right? It's very similar.
Yeah, it's a logical routing. So you can't. This is not like a series of conditions that we can say, go here, go there, go like it's not if.
No, right? I'm really hoping they do it for both, really, but like combining lots of different conditions into a single condition step, right? Rather than having to chain them together, just saying if this value equals this, go here, this go here, this go here, this go here. Then
so I would still use the run automation quick action for that.
Yeah, you can.
Run automation, you would be able to, if it changes back to action, we would just pick a automation, and then we can set immediately with the conditions here, which is how we would have to do right now, and then move to a step based off of that condition. And it could be the exact same action every time. Like I said, the generic run automation action could be the same action every time. And we would just have different conditions that would be exclusive to each other, mutually exclusive to each other.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? And I think that's probably part of the reason Halo haven't done it yet as well natively is like, how do you handle the conflicts of two different conditions matching and all of those sorts of things. But this is an absolutely massive change. And I sent an email to Halo complaining about the fact that it was hidden inside on-call notifications.
As opposed to like a separate...
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
Until 208 hit, and I stumbled across it. I literally
You were like, where the heck did this come from? And then you found it.
I was searching and found it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, well, I think that covers everything in 2.2. I don't remember where we left off, but
we were right at the bottom. We'd gotten down to 79185, 719. So like that, there is now an option to automatically reapply billing templates. That's the last one I saw. So, fairly happy we've finished that one.
Yeah. Yep. That was a big setting that we wanted to make sure was turned on as well.
Yeah.
So for just as a quick reminder, like this is our first one back for this year, right? I think.
Yep.
And we, up until this point, like we've been talking about stuff or getting to things that have not really been stable, or we're about to not be stable or something. We're always like a little bit behind. 2.2, we're just finishing up the previous stable version. So everything we're talking about still at this point are things you should already have access to turn on. We're about to talk about 2.28, which is the last stable version that you've been on up until this point. Once we talk about those, everything after 2.28 is the latest stable version. So we're going to talk about features that was beta up until like a week or two ago.
Yep. Yeah, literally, yeah.
2.220 is the current stable version. You probably don't have it yet, but you'll be getting it shortly as the rollouts happen, as the upgrades roll out. And so as we continue talking through, like once we've crossed 2.28, those are features that you've never seen before that you'll now have access to in 2.220 once you get there. So as they're now stable. So with that being said, I think we talk about 2.208.
Yeah.
It's been so long ago, I don't even remember like which of these versions had features that were really, really important.
Yeah, what things we cared about. Yeah.
They kind of all like merged together at this point because I always run beta, as you know, Robbie, right? Like so.
Yeah.
The setting has been added to sales order configurations that a specific status can be set once all items on the sales order are consigned. There's a lot of like misunderstandings that happen with the quoting and sales order statuses in Halo. Out of the box, they're just completely wrong.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really well configured. But the idea is that if we're looking at Halo and we're looking at like the orders, quotes and orders screen, if I can find it, these areas here underneath are supposed to be used to help you manage the overwhelming list of everything, right? And so based off of whether it shows up in open or closed or requires ordering, it's going to depend on a large part is going to be like what open actions there are to do on the sales order. And then there's also going to be based off of the status of that sales order, which you can configure by going to configuration, going into sales orders, and then going to sales order statuses. You can start configuring, what these are called. And notice sequence is blank for all of them. It's because it's a brand new column. So you may not have sequence necessarily. But once it's there, it's a required field. So now we can't edit this without populating sequence. Kind of annoying. But the point is that there's a system use that comes into play to indicate what the sales order should be treated as. And then there's also different things you can control on the sales order. You really want to review the sales order statuses and then make sure that your flow for how you handle the quote to cash process is properly aligned with sales order statuses that make sense, and quote statuses as well have the same thing. Now, if you go to quoting, quotations, approvals, this is where we configure what those statuses are going to be based off of what happened. But directly above that general settings, we can go to quote statuses, and here you have the same thing, and you'd be able to tie a specific status to a specific system use. Which is then going to be used to fire off like the thumbs up on this quote or the create sales order automatically or whatever other things happen. So you really want to come back and review this. We talked a little bit about this a few videos ago with Connor, I think. But the point is that now you have the ability to control the sales order status once all items are consigned. You can drive it to another status. It's just another automated step that will allow you to control the flow of the sales order so you have a good process and workflow in this case. Tickets with default organization site must be moved before working on the ticket. So I like how Halo has like, they have too many settings, right? This is a constant thing. But the way it works, the hierarchy is actually good because like there's never going to be one scenario that's good for the entire company. So this is one of those settings where, most of the time you want this setting on globally, but there may be a scenario where you want to override it per ticket type. And all the setting does is it prevents you from working on the ticket. So the buttons get locked, like the actions are locked, and it tells you you can't work on this ticket unless you move it away from the default organization. Now you can override that by ticket type. So if we're looking at the configuration settings is ticket general settings. It's literally this checkbox here. Our default client's unknown, and it's right here. So if I were to go and open a ticket really quickly, and I put this under the unknown client, unknown, for example, no contact or whatever. By doing that, if I wasn't an admin, I would no longer be able to see this ticket. So I'm going to pop this out to a new tab, and I'm going to go impersonate a non-admin just so I can show you what that looks like. And then the idea is that setting is controllable per ticket type at this point. So if I go to like Amir Saeed, who's not an admin, he's a support engineer.
It's one of those settings which, especially now, like more and more Halos, it doesn't treat admins differently, right? But in certain places, they do treat admins differently. And this is one of the places they shouldn't treat admins any differently because it's really confusing. I had this exact conversation with a customer the other day who was like,
how come
somebody can't move a ticket? And I was like, yeah, because you've got this setting on. He's like, why can I do it? I was like, you're an admin and there's a team of 4 people, like, so you don't notice it. But yeah, we deliberately turned this thing on that you're able to just and again it means that he has different experience to the point where which is actually a negative in this case, but yeah,
Right.
it's just funny. But Halo are more and more taking that away, right, and treating admins as normal users, and that's part of the idea around like admin mode and stuff is so that they're treated as a normal user most of the time, and these same things affect them like a normal user. But yeah, exactly that.
Yep. And so now that I'm impersonating a non-admin, I can see there was a police select valid user. Once I moved it to the non-unknown client, the ticket is now available to be worked on. So there are scenarios where you may want to be able to close it on the unknown client, or be able to work the ticket on the unknown client. So now per ticket type, you can override that setting, which is the point of that release note. Right.
Yep, or just configured under settings and advanced on the ticket type.
Yeah. What else is here that's interesting?
Do not disturb mode for Halo notifications is kind of useful. Especially if you just need to concentrate for a few hours or something, then you can turn this on. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's not something that you can have automatically come off after a certain period of time.
Oh, so you have to go turn on and off?
Yeah, it would be nice if you turned it on, but maybe like tomorrow it comes off by default, or you could configure go in do not disturb mode for 1 hour or something along those lines.
Yeah, like a snooze kind of thing.
Exactly.
You have to activate the global setting, allow agents to toggle do not disturb. So that'd be over here, configuration. Where's that under notifications? Probably.
Yes, notifications, general settings. And then it's allow agents, bottom one there. Yeah, there you go.
And then now, if it turns on, we can turn on this bell essentially to make it do not disturb, which doesn't seem to work.
It does end when that agent re-authenticates, but obviously for a lot of us, that's not going to be the case because we're using like Azure SSO or something, and you're signed in for 30 days. It's not necessarily very helpful.
Cool. Until the agent next re-authenticates. Yeah, exactly. Setting when creating project tasks assigned a contract created from sales order has been added. Configuration sales order processing sales order lines that allocates the project task created from sales order to a contract created from the sales order. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is good because look, we always tell people that like technically speaking, if you're building a project, you're assigning statement of work, that's a contract. Like you should have a contract created for that project. Yep. So now it's linking it through, right? That's what it's saying.
Yeah, and often even it comes down to the time as well, making sure the time ends up in the right place, and you're not. Often we find people who are we call it double dipping on time, right? They have all their project time being paid for as part of the project, but then all the time also hits an unlimited or you can eat contract, and then their MSP contract looks not very profitable because they did 10 grand of project work, which hit this agreement that it shouldn't have hit.
Been on the other, on the agreement.
And this is really
we actually recommend doing like either a prepaid contract if it's going to be something that's paid, or even a fixed contract for unlimited hours if it's like a flat fee, whatever. And you can still do profitability and tracking of time over what months or whatever.
Yep.
You do monthly billing for most accounting purposes, and it just makes it super easy. So this is going to allow you to basically not have to manually associate the project to the contract.
Yeah.
I should probably turn this on for our, like we do contracts for projects for everything on our side.
Yeah, I think we got this added, and I think it was either because of us internally or a few customers, plus we'd also noticed it internally and wanted it internally because we did something.
I brought it up with them, and then I saw this setting, which I was like, okay, cool, they did it. But it's actually not that setting.
No, that setting does something completely useless.
It's the reverse. It links the contract to the project, not the project to the contract.
But just puts it just puts the project number against the contract. But that's it. And it just it
it's in the database. It's there, and that's it. Like, it's not really helpful. Like, what does that do for you? Nothing. Okay, great. So where's that other setting? Where's the setting that
I think
when creating projects and tasks, assign the contract
sales orders, processing sales
order lines. Yeah, okay. So we'd want to go to, instead of contracts, we want to go to sales orders. And then we'd go to processing sales orders. This one.
Yes.
Does that mean we need the contract created first and the project created after?
Yeah, so obviously you can mark a line as both a project and a contract.
Right.
And then depending on how you've got it configured, but the project or the contract button appears first, we create the contract, then the project button appears, and then we can create the project.
Yeah. Cool. And then so let's go through what's next. Item property has been added. Milestones so that invoice item can be edited, set after creation of milestones. Item will be used when creating an invoice directly for the milestone only. Oh, interesting. So they're saying like if we have a project that was a milestone project, I'm not sure if I have any, but let's say this one. Yeah, we got milestones. So the inside of a milestone, we can now tie an item in. Is that what they're saying? Or is it
item property has been added to the milestone? Oh, after creation, create the milestone first, maybe,
and then edit it. God, it's like a freaking attachment on the expenses. This is stupid.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Let's find out. Okay.
No idea.
Still not here. Client. Interesting. Let's put this back to like in progress. So this should be not closed, really. I wonder if it's something we have to like turn on milestone billing or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we don't have milestone billing turned on. That's here. Let me go turn that on real quick. So we'll go to the ticket type project, and then under settings we have like billing, enable milestone billing. There we go. And then we can choose to build a value of the milestone or build chargeable actions of the mile project up to the value. So this is like not to exceed, or this is like a fixed milestone billing, right?
Yeah.
So let's do build a value. Save this, and then if we go back to, oh, I just broke my screen share. Did not mean to do that. So sorry. Hold on one second. 256. This one share. Okay, we're back. Whew, this is what happens when we're on our own.
Oh yeah, when we've got nobody to look after us.
So I probably have to refresh this page. There we go. Billing and linked item.
There we go. Okay, cool.
So that's how that works. Cool.
Sure.
Can text shortcuts for chat. Oh, interesting. Do you know anyone who actually uses the chat?
No.
At this point? Okay.
I've speaking to. There's another consultant who was saying that they were using it, but we don't have anyone.
It comes up here and there. Like I feel like if they made the chat a little bit better, then it would probably be.
It's the one thing where I really feel they would benefit from a separate app.
Yes.
That had its own notifications.
Integrated with Halo.
Could be a PWA or whatever, right? It doesn't have to be a desktop app, but something that's separate that can pop up over the top of stuff that can really force the technician into engagement with it, because
the Halo app itself, like the Halo interface, is not useful. Like it has to be a separate app. Yeah.
And it's too small when it's in the corner, and then you make it full screen. It's too big. Like it's just not. It's just not a good chat experience, in my opinion. But
it's just like stand up an ICQ server, and then you can use Trello with it or something.
Yeah, like there's some integrations as well. Like you can use Talk2, which I've not tried, but is like has a desktop app. I used to use it a long time ago. We used Talk2 for a bit, and it was great. Desktop app, it pinged you, it came up in your ear, it popped up on the screen when you had messages. It was, and you could integrate it into the portal. But Halo could very easily.
But do you have people that use the chat for talking to the Halo's documentation AI, or do you ever?
A few with marginal results. Some people. I think it just
people really like it. I have a few people who really, really like it.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been talked about before, but We have like Halo added the ability for you to essentially interface with a virtual chat agent. If you go to AI and go to virtual um, agents here, actually, I think you have to. Did they move it?
Is he there at the bottom? There's the chat.
Here it is. They
profiles.
moved it. Yeah. Virtual agents. And so like here you can see they've got out of the box, they give you 3 virtual agents. One of them is the Halo documentation operations agent, which is designed for the people like your own MSP employees to be able to interface with the chat bot and ask questions about Halo's actual documentation. So if we go back to the list and look at chat profiles, what you can do is you can build a chat profile called, like for us, we called it Halo Docs in this demo environment. We can grant access to the agent as an agent app only. And then which agents can get we can say everyone or specific people who have like the admin role or whatever. And so you can see like we put it in with this custom color. So it's going to be this app right here. And it literally just gives you the ability to talk to Halo documentation. The profile needs a bot flow where the bot flow is just going to be start a virtual agent conversation going to the documentation operations agent, essentially. And so that way you can talk straight to it. And then you're just literally going to be having a conversation. The bot flow doesn't go anywhere because you're not going down a flow. You're just stuck in that virtual agent conversation.
Yeah. And as said, sometimes it works great, sometimes not so great. But, if it gets you the answer at the end of the day, it can be really helpful.
Right. And then sometimes it tries to provide like sources, but they just don't work.
Yeah. Again, I feel like this chat interface is just not
designed. Right? Yeah, I think the source is supposed to be like a Halo ID article and then a chunk number.
Yeah, and like one of the big things is if you talk to this bot, it sits with 3 dots, and then you get the whole response, right? So
it doesn't stream.
It doesn't stream, right? And
you're waiting and waiting and waiting like
so
that.
You often find like it can take long enough that it makes you think it doesn't work. And that's a really bad experience, right? It could easily be streaming in messages at this point with responses, but you don't know it works until you get boom, this massive wad of text that tells you hopefully the thing that you want to know.
Yeah, and by the time you're basically like sick of it, you close the chat and then you move on, and then suddenly the chat pops back up and you get that annoying ringing sound.
Yeah.
Exactly. On a message, and then here's, so yeah, that's true. The experience is not the best. Yeah.
One day.
The point is that in chat you have can text shortcuts. You don't have to go and find the text. If there's text to use all the time in chat, you can just use Alt Shift and then a key. And that shortcut is configured under the can text itself. If you go to, I think it's under tickets, can text, and build a can text, you'll have a shortcut key that you can specify. And then you can do like Alt Shift A or Alt Shift B or C or D or whatever to essentially insert this can text into the chat automatically. Okay. Additional data has been added to the invoice line object to store the origin sales order line that the associated recurring invoice is created from, and to store the occurrence count for recurring invoices.
Okay.
Not much there. Reporting purposes, it's going to be good. Auditing is good. There's a lot of murkiness still in the whole invoicing billing side of things. Not that it doesn't work most of the time, but it's just a little bit hard to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And so like having more information is going to be good. Report display improvement using customized table HTML. There's just one checkbox. Set the width of the table container based on the contents.
Yeah, so it forces it to stay to a page.
It says it'll allow the report to extend beyond 100% width, so keeping the horizontal scroll bar pinned to the bottom of the page. So that way you don't have to go try to find it or something. So it's not constraining the contents to the page. It's just making the navigation easier.
Yes, it allows you to do it if it would be too wide. That's it. Otherwise, to use customized HTML, it used to just cut it and you can see the content.
Mm-hmm. Manage identity via Azure Arc as an authentication option. Microsoft integration. Not sure what that is, but cool. It's now possible to set a tax exemption reason for Halo customer on creation that will be pushed to QuickBooks when the customer is not taxable. Okay.
Cool. Settings being added to allow recurring invoice lines to be hidden by default when viewing the recurring invoice.
Yeah.
What?
Inactive. It's missing a word. Inactive recurring invoice lines.
That makes more sense.
So if we go to configuration and go to billing recurring invoices, I think. Let's see. Make recurring invoice lines. Nope, that's already good. Let's see. Hide inactive recurring invoices. Hide inactive recurring invoice
That's
line.
the new one, right?
That's
Yeah.
One. And so the thing is, though, is that when you do have inactive recurring invoice lines, so if we go to recurring invoice here, and we go to, like, I don't know, Acorn Construction here, and we just take one of these lines and make them inactive. So under the status, we can just uncheck active, essentially. So now it'll be hidden, right? It's gone. But it's actually show hide that's been added. That'll now show that inactive line. And the other thing is that even though it's now inactive and hidden, if you were looking at it in a list, anyone remember which one I just did?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's not hidden. So if you're looking at the preview, it's still showing here. So I don't think I've bugged Halo about this yet. It's on my list of things to bug them about, but this is supposed to be hidden as well from here, because that's just going to get really confusing.
Yeah.
At that point, if you go to generate the invoice and you're expecting to be like, yeah, okay, is this active? Is this accurate or not? It still shows it here as it's, and you're like, wait a second, why is it there? So bottom line is that despite that setting, it is still going to be here. Don't freak out. It's still inactive. It says active no. But if you go open the actual invoice now, the actual invoice itself will hide that second or inactive line until you show that. And that's just controlled again based off of that setting that we changed under configuration, recurring invoices, and then hide inactive lines by default. Yeah, and also that release note has a missing word.
Yes. Changes to dollar variables.
Oh, what's that?
Added or address 12345, which is great because there used to not be
Finally.
one.
Yep.
Country code 1 and 2, so you can show country codes instead of names. Sure, why not? And then you can remove currency from the money variables by specifying.
Oh, look at that! And like an overload. No currency.
Yeah, somebody needs it, great. But certainly the or address ones are useful.
Yeah.
Not being able to do that before and having to tell people you just fudge it in the config to make it look how you want it to look.
That's so annoying.
Change advice boards from teams. Oh, okay. So it creates. That's kind of nice. You can create a team, a cab for the first line team, a cab for the second line team, third line team, and it will keep that up to date with the agents that are in the team. Yeah, I can get on board with that. Settings been added to the QuickBooks integration setup so that a closed date can be entered. If an invoice credit with a transaction date before the close date is edited, the changes will not be pushed to QuickBooks.
Don't really understand that.
Nope, me neither.
I think this is going to be one of those things that's not worded properly.
Yep, never mind. You can now use client site or user custom field criteria on workflow automations. This is great.
This is great. Yeah, because previously, for the longest time, if you wanted to bring this value, and you had to have a runbook that would populate the value on the ticket from the customer site user. Yeah, now you can actually reference the client site user custom field directly in the automation. Now they just need to bring these fields into every other ticket criteria. Interface, you know?
Yeah, workflow automations also do ticket rules, also do runbooks, also do all these other places.
Events for notifications and webhooks. Variable service D can be used in database lookups to obtain the ID of the service linked to the ticket. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Service ID, not service D.
Someone must have needed it, but yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Next one's massive.
We've already seen this.
No, I think we talked about it.
We talked about it. You're right. We didn't actually get
forecasting.
To it yet. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, we
talked about it in forecasting. Yeah. So this is cool. I mean, we already talked about this before. We could talk about it again. we have the ability to create custom tables that will just track statistics. I've never used this yet. It's on my list of things to do.
Yeah.
I think the idea is you write a SQL query, right?
Yeah.
And then it just tracks the values over time.
It literally stores the values of the results of the SQL query as columns in the database.
And then you can report on it and build charting and dashboarding.
I think you don't even specify, or maybe you do. Yeah, you do specify what the columns in your schema are. Unless it creates them automatically. You define the schema. Yeah.
You do define it here. So like an example of this would be super easy because like right now there's an issue that if you are building reports to be used with your recurring invoices, those reports are not accurate after the invoice is generated.
Yeah.
Because they're only accurate at the time of generation, and then what the next time, like a month later or whatever, 2 weeks later, you go to generate it, it's pulling the live data.
Yep.
Right. So something that would be useful to have. Halo's coming out. They're working on a functionality that's going to track linked entities at the time of creation. So those reports will be fixed. But until that happens, we could build a statistics table that runs in the same schedule as the recurring invoice and pulls the entities at the time, right?
Yep.
To just track that over time, and then every time. So that's like a quick. I haven't tried this. I don't know if it actually works, but that's a quick idea of when we would be able to use something like that.
Yeah. Even a simpler example of data that is actually really difficult to get out of Halo is the number of tickets that were open on a particular date in the past, right? Because it's actually really heavy to work out, was this ticket opened before this date and closed after this date across a huge number of tickets historically, right? Going back. I want to know how many tickets were open on the 15th of February, 2025. That's actually quite difficult to get out of Halo and certainly to track across a period of time, right?
So you're saying daily we can just pull total number and store that total number.
Pull total number of open at the start of the day.
And then we'd have much easier to work with because it's just math at that point.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we can just return the results of that table, right?
Yeah.
And you could even, if you really wanted to, store like...
You'd have trending data also.
Exactly, and that's the big one. Getting the trending data currently is really difficult because it's really heavy.
Series database.
Yeah, whereas now it's just, return this data from this table. Easy.
Yeah. Cool. Decimals are now allowed within the field. Ticket open close in the last X days and AI suggestions. Okay. Cool.
Sure.
Add a new knowledge base setting that allows you to hide FAQ lists that have no results matching the current search in the portal. Okay.
Cool.
Add a manufacturer field suppliers tab of assets. Great. Improvements of qualification matching. Ooh, what is this? Added qualifications. If load balancing ticket and no agent matched, assigned, unassigned. This is nice.
You have quite a few people using qualifications, right?
I like qualification matching. I don't really have that many people using it. I do like it. Because it gives you so much more flexibility and control over how and where that ticket's going to go, and you don't have to. People get like scared away by qualification. It doesn't need to be like a skill or
it's not like an exam they've passed. It's this person's good at this thing, therefore, if it's related to this thing, send it there.
Right, but it could also be any other criteria. Like for example, this customer only likes working with 2 people, or like it doesn't need to be a qualification of sorts.
Yeah.
Be any arbitrary condition that allows you to like dynamically segment tickets, right? So it's more like segments than qualifications.
Yeah.
But I do like it, and it's very flexible and powerful. And let's see, so this one's really good because if there's no matching one and there's no agent, when it's load balancing, then just move to unassigned at that point. And then load balance the tier ticket this is qualifications matched and the current assigned is unqualified. Right, so that way, like, what happens if the ticket comes in and you don't have anyone who's good at VoIP because they're all busy? So it's going to assign to somebody who's not good at VoIP just so you get to the customer. But if somebody becomes available, then it's gonna essentially you want it to load balance. So it's going to continuously load balance while it's assigned to those agents who aren't qualified. And then once the qualified agent opens up, it'll move it over to that qualified agent. So that's pretty nice. Load balance the ticket if this cause unmatched and the current agent's unqualified. Yeah, so the qualification changes, for example. and then we can reassign the ticket if it's unqualified. Ticket will not be load balanced if it has other than one that is unmatched, as all agents are now allowed on the ticket, right? Which makes sense. So that's good. At least they didn't leave that happening, because that would have been a stupid bug.
Yeah.
This has been fixed relating to adding a system action for when calculator matched unmatched. So this is just a general setting that you can turn on. So one of the things that's annoying in Halo is that not everything gets audited.
Yeah.
It should be audited, and they try, but not everything makes it. So it's going to be difficult at some point to know like what happened and why did this change. So they added a setting in their ticket general settings that when the system matches the qualification, it can throw an action on the ticket, so you can actually see that it happened, like something happened on the ticket. And that setting is in tickets general settings, and it looked like there was a bug with adding that action that they fixed as well as part of this release note. That's cool. Oh, this is a significant change to the self-service. Have you done any of these?
I did the right to left thing.
Okay.
And was astounded that it wasn't on the left to begin with. As soon as I changed it, I was like, why in God's name was it ever on the right?
Would it ever be anywhere else? Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. Every single application I've ever used has it on the left. And it took me to change it to realize how stupid
it was wrong in the first place.
Yep.
Let me try to open up our portal here.
I tried. I actually didn't know what the other three were when I was playing around in our self-service portal the other day. Turned them on.
Yeah.
Didn't see them do anything and turned them back off again. Because I had no open tickets, so I'm assuming they don't show if you, the user, doesn't have any tickets. The My Tickets widget, My Approvals, My Assets.
I'm going to try to move. Oh, that did not work. Now I broke it. How do I get back? Okay.
Oh no, I got it. They do show.
What do you mean?
I got it to show up now.
On the portal, or
yeah, on the portal.
What do you see?
I'll share it.
Okay.
You can see my
when you share your screen, it should pop up.
My favorite thing that I've ever done, which is I added a little animation around the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what exactly did you do to make that work?
It's just CSS.
That you can now add in. Is that one of the things that's new?
No. This is just custom CSS on the portal that you could always do. This is just fun. What got added is this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I actually really like this. Now that I've seen it, I really like this. I think this is great.
Yeah. And then, but your navigation menu is currently on the top right.
No, left. This is the new way.
Sorry, top left. You're right.
Yeah. So this is updated. So it used to show over here, which was stupid. It now shows over here. And these three buttons, My Tickets, My Approvals, My Assets, these are new as well. Which is cool. We can click into them. We can see stuff. Yeah. Cool. Like it.
So some improvements to the self-service portal. That's what's that was done. Now we can flip back to my screen. I don't know how to get our videos back.
No.
But I don't care. We only have 15 more minutes left. It's fine.
Yeah, fine.
You can now set client site user and org variables in the self-service. I like this. This is one of the things I've been asking for. But now, like in custom HTML pages and on the name of icons, like name of the buttons and stuff like that, descriptions, you can reference client site and user dollar variables. So you can actually customize the portal to be client specific in ways that you couldn't do previously, and it works really well. So like
an example. Got this working?
I do have this working, yeah.
I tried this with the title of the page. Maybe it can't be used there. Like welcome back username.
Here, let's do this. I'll actually do it, assuming I don't break this even further. Let's close this out. Let's tab configuration. Okay, so if you go to self-service portal, what we can do is in the button name, we can actually add in. So let's do this, for example. Let's say we add a custom HTML page. And then we're going to show only when logged in. In the custom HTML, we're going to do, first we're going to override the default name. So the custom HTML, we're going to do something like account manager, and then we'll do something like, $CF account manager or something like that, right? So the idea is like you can provide custom contact details for the client if they have it or whatever. This is not a real variable right now, but over here we can say something like $area contact support details, right?
Yeah,
And then
nice.
here we can say this would be like support details for $area, including assigned account manager and escalation processes. And you can literally put like up to 4K, I think, of HTML here to really put in like a page, essentially, right? And then we can save this. And now if I go to this one and share this tab instead, I'm just going to refresh this page. We will now see a new button, MSP Advisor
Nice.
Support Details. Right? So $area expanded correctly. If I go into it, see if account manager is not real, so it doesn't do anything. But we should be able to create a custom field on the client, right? That will basically be client account manager. This will be account manager. And we can come in here and we can go to the customer and go to, we were in MSP Advisors, which I think is an internal. Yeah. So now we go to custom fields and we should be able to just set account manager to Robbie, let's say. Now, theoretically speaking, if I go back here, refresh this page, there you go, account manager Robbie. So it works well, and you can do like full-blown custom HTML with whatever you can fit in 4K.
Yeah, I bet you could expand it as well if you had a rich text field at the customer level.
Oh yeah! Oh wow! That just blew my mind because you can do variables. You can do on a custom level field. You can put like a full-blown document in a rich text document.
Yeah, well, you could. Yeah, you could have
that into the portal.
The sections of the page.
Oh my gosh!
All be stored at the client level.
Robbie, you just blew my mind.
Maybe even using variables in there. Which
oh my god! Now I have to go try all this stuff out. Because we've been limited in what we can put onto the page because we can't do a full thing,
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, wow. Thank you for that. Now you gave me a lot more work to do today.
Yeah, that's fun. Like it.
But the point is we can use these variables on set, which is really cool, right? Like as clearly just demonstrated, it's got some really nice stuff.
This next one's really important as well.
It's been a necessity.
Yeah, like this is. It's a bit annoying. I understand why, but it's a bit annoying that this is obviously like we have to switch it on and off, and you have to migrate manually. Blah blah blah. But
do not turn this on unless you're willing to reset up all of your restrictions.
Yeah, or you don't have any today, but
or if you don't have any.
Some soon. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have any restrictions, I would recommend turning it on now, so that way, by the time you need it, it's easy to use. But if you do have restrictions, just know that when you turn it on, every client can have access to every data type. It's gonna get messy.
Yeah.
Chat audit area, chat transcript style, cool, whatever. Exit dynamics, pagination, whatever. Set feedback and server links to single use. Okay, don't know why it wasn't there already.
Yeah, it's useful. It's good that it's there now. Obviously, the only problem is still with
scanning.
Yeah, and automatic scanning of emails still trigger it, but I guess they can't press all the buttons. They can only press the first one.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, because they can't. Yeah, but you can still use the confirm parameter, right? So like,
you can. I have spoken to clients about that who said they've had a massive drop off of like legitimate feedback because people then don't forget to press the right button afterwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like I get it, there isn't an ideal scenario.
Or they think that the legitimate feedback is legitimate when it really is just a scanner.
There is that. Yeah, there is definitely that. I actually spoke to a customer today who switched the order at which the sad to happy faces come up because he only records the last value
Okay.
as that's an option in your surveys. You can choose to record all of them or just record
Right.
the last
The
one.
last one.
And this way, when the automatic scanner comes in and presses all the buttons, it will leave a good review rather than a bad one.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't fight your logic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you can turn this setting on, and you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But then also now it'll. I guess the first one is still happy at that point, right?
Yeah,
No, the first one's sad. You want to.
Yeah, he'd want to switch it back if he's going to turn that one on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they didn't want that on because they have it on ticket updates as well. So obviously with this, if you have feedback available throughout the whole life cycle of the ticket,
Yeah.
if they do it, I guess at any point in the ticket, then it locks it out forever.
Is it per ticket, not per action? I guess that makes sense.
Well, that's interesting because that setting says to be single use.
For that one link.
To the setting in surveys, the setting itself says
Where is it actually?
config ticket surveys.
Ticket surveys. Yeah.
The setting itself says only allow a user to submit a one-click feedback response once per ticket, which those are two very different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which one is which. And if it's if it's what the release note says, that's great. If it's what this says, I mean, it's useful, but in a different way. They're two entirely different things.
Because one of the things I was going to say is like it would be great if they were capturing, the IP addresses. Like they are capturing the IP addresses. They can just check the IP against the automated scanner and be like, "Hey."
Yeah, I believe you said that they were doing that, but again, it's not been successful. I guess is probably the.
Anyways, moving on. We can change advanced settings to alter the tree width. That's this menu here. We can change the tree width. Cool. I don't think there's a reason to change it from default 298, but you can if you want to. I guess if you've got really long people's names or really long teams' names, maybe you'd want to do that.
Yeah, I wish they'd allow us to change that. I've done it via Hacky CSS, but I wish they'd let us change the size of the notification pane on the right.
This size? This one? This is like freaking huge.
Well, you can't. Oh, can you change yours?
No, this is a scroll bar.
Oh, that's a scroll bar.
It does look like a drag, right? No.
I've made ours is actually bigger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I did it via StyleBot CSS just on the page. But yeah,
I want to know more about this.
Oh,
what is that?
Here is a sticky bar. Oh,
also it's missing an E. I'm like, wait. I feel like something's wrong with that. Yeah, it's missing an E.
So you can put a banner at the top of every page, which could be like a warning.
Custom homepage HTML. Yeah, sure, but that happens anyways.
Or yeah.
What is a custom homepage HTML? Is that, well, I guess we can go look. Here, let's go take a look. All features, self-service portal. Oh, it's talking about this custom HTML probably, right? They added the ability to add custom HTML here. Boom.
Yeah, display.
Okay, cool. Above and below, or above or below. If we do above, we can make it a sticky across all pages. There we go.
And then say make it about.
That's pretty cool. But you're still limiting this to 4K. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. Well, it's because it's all stored in rich text fields in the database.
Well, if we can use dollar variables, we can still put this in, right? I wonder if this will render a dollar variable. Let's find out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, top left.
Where is it?
Very top left.
What? This?
There, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's...
I don't know what value it has.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Cool. I guess it's sticking. It's part of the banner as opposed to the main page. which is like odd. I don't know. Is that how we want it to be? I guess so.
You could center it. You could put a
Yeah,
big
sure. I'm
warning
not
banner
doing
or
any real
something
HTML,
there.
but that means we could do the same trick. We can put like a dollar variable of a rich text field, and that way we can go beyond 4K. That's pretty sweet. Cool. Let's go. We got 4 minutes left. Let's see if we can do another cool one before we.
Oh my God, there's so many in this release.
I don't know if there's anything else we can just grab quickly.
I'm sure there is. No, don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
I think we're just gonna have to come back and pick up from where we left off.
Yeah. We'll see if there's any questions from the audience. If anybody wants to or has any questions they want to ask, by all means throw them in the chat and we can reply. Otherwise, we'll see if there's anything else interesting here.
Oh, if you use budgeting on projects, you can now exclude non-invoiceable time.
Yeah, we're really mad about that because the setting says billable time. It's not billable time. It's invoiceable time. And they're going to add another column, I think.
Oh, so you're saying it excludes contract time?
Exactly.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Okay.
Yeah. And it says something else. There's also now a project loading method where it can calculate the billable project time on every load of the page rather than using whatever's stored.
You want to use a stored value. It's under billing general settings. You want to change the project loading method from calculate billable project on every load to use stored billable project.
Yeah, and then I think it's.
And then you want to update billable projects once you click that.
Yeah, and I think it's in, where is it? Project management. I can find it. Project management. So this setting that just came out is relating to calculate budget using billable time only.
Mm-hmm.
And it says today non-billable time on actions will be excluded, but that actually means non-invoiceable time. It's the very bottom one, or not for you, I guess, because there's a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically this is going to be updated so that it's either just excludes no charge.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be two options or multiple options here to define we want to show non-invoiceable time or we want to show just all the billable time.
It should be similar to like the time management stuff where you've got the ability to choose how you calculate charge hours, right?
Yeah, that would be the ideal. Yeah, exactly.
That would be the ideal.
Because for us, we use project contracts, and so we want to see how much billable time was done against the time budget of each task.
Right.
And if we log like an hour of no charge or even 5 minutes of no charge, right?
You don't want that detracting from the budget.
Yeah, it throws all the numbers out when it says, "Oh, we spent an hour and 5 minutes on this task," when we didn't really, or at least not from a budget perspective.
Cool. Well, this is fun. I got a meeting literally back to back.
No worries. I don't think we had any questions. I think
we survived. There's no questions. Hopefully this streamed correctly.
Yeah, Elle will be back next time to look after us.
And next time we'll have Elle, so we'll be able to be on target. And we left off somewhere in the middle of 2.208.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. Right. Nice one.
Thanks, Robbie.
I will see you in a few weeks.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye-bye.